Morgan, and I wanted to talk about how sexism against men, or also known as reverse sexism, is like, it's a real actual like issue, and I wanted to talk about an example of this that I came across today, as well as I want to give context so that way you see like the full story. Okay, so there was a Babylon Bee article that was titled, and the title is a little bit like PG-13, so just be aware, like, this video might not be like the most like little kid friendly. And the title is "Man Wears Cargo Shorts Causing Hundreds of Women to Stumble into Sinful Lust." And so I put a comment below it, like my response to this was, "Thank you for calling out the hypocrisy and ridiculousness of dress codes that shame women for dressing in normal warm weather clothes." And then the thing where it's like, okay, this is like, this is something that I would consider to be like, sexist against men, was there was a person, who ended up, like, who gave a response that was like, he said, or I don't know if it's a he, I don't want to assume this individual's gender, but they said, like, part of their response was, the male form is hideous, ugly, hairy, lumpy, and smelly. The female form is beautiful, graceful, elegant, and soft. And I'm like, that's like really awful to say to someone. Like, that's not fair. That's like really like not a nice thing. And I feel like that sort of mentality is something that is like not helpful to like men's self-esteem and stuff. Like, people of like all genders can have self-esteem issues, and like not all men are like fit the stereotype of like being super rugged, outdoorsy, and never bathing. Like, there are lots of men who like care about their appearance. There are men who do who wax like body parts and stuff. So not all men are hairy. Like, there are men who like shower and stuff, so not all men are smelly. So like this stereotype that like all men are like a certain way is like, that's like sexism. Like, that is sexist against a gender. Like, sexism isn't something that only occurs, and negative stereotypes aren't something that only occur about women. Like, this, like, I would say, like, this idea that the male form is hideous, ugly, hairy, lumpy, and smelly, that is sexism. That is sexist against men. And so I felt like this is something that, like, needed to be called out and addressed, because sometimes people don't realize that, like, reverse sexism or sexism against men is, like, a real thing, and it's a problem. And, like, I think it's really toxic to, like, stereotype all people, like, based off of like an immutable characteristic, like something that like they can't really change, such as like what their what their gender identity is. So like, I just think that like stereotyping all men as like negative stereotypes and stereotyping all women as positive stereotypes is like that's sexism. And so yeah, I wanted to talk about that, because I feel like oftentimes in our society, like, not everyone acknowledges like the severity of like sexism against like people who aren't women. So yeah, thank you, and I hope you have a great day.